Good afternoon. Welcome to School Finance New Payment Reports presentation. This presentation will walk you through the new features from both 64 and 55-1 report, and it will be presented by Chelsea Jamison, Fiscal Operation Team Lead, and myself, Xin Liu, the Director of Fiscal Operation Team in School Finance. Chelsea, please go ahead to start 55-1.
Good afternoon. I'm Chelsea Jamison, and I'm the Fiscal Operation Team Lead. Today, I'll be going over the new BSA 55-1 District Equalization Report and highlight some of the changes. The APOR 55-1 is now known as the BSA 55-1 for districts. Today, we'll cover the new layout, including some new interactive links, and go over some additional information for the LEAs. This is the BSA 55-1, and our biggest new change is that both non-AOI and AOI ADM are now displayed on one page instead of each type having its own page. This information reflects pages 1 through 3 on the APOR 55-1. In the top left corner, you'll see the ADM value being used. This is going to display the membership data, whether it's prior year ADM, 100th, or 200th day if your LEA has a 200-day calendar, which is being used for the equalization calculation. The LEA in this example has a 100-day membership in fiscal year 21. Another new feature in the middle of the top is going to show whether the district is small isolated or not isolated. It's also going to show whether it's isolated on the elementary side, high school side, or both sides. In the top right, we have the AZ's execution date. This is also an interactive link. This is going to show the execution date and link to the AZ's ADM 20, SPED 20, or ELL 20 reports being used for the equalization calculation for that apportionment date. If you click that link, it'll take you to the linked report. This is the linked report. It's a combination of your ADM 20, SPED 20, and ELL 20, so 3 pages in one report. You can see the data capture date listed matches the execution date on the BSA 55. This link report will show the 40th, 100th, and 200-day membership data if your LEA has a 200-day calendar, but please refer to the membership data used on the BSA 55. This is page 2 of that linked report. It's going to reflect the SPED being used for your equalization calculation. Please note for Type 03 districts that the SPED and ELL may not reconcile between the BSA 55 and the SPED 20 and ELL 20. This is page 3 of that linked report, and it's going to display the ELL being used in your equalization calculation. Going back to the BSA 55, at the bottom, we have a new change, the Group B add-on. Unweighted student count, the report will now show the subtotals by AOI type, along with a grand total for unweighted Group B add-ons. Moving on to page 2 of the BSA 55-1, we have a redesigned calculation layout. The weighted ADM for the base support calculation will now be displayed at the top of the report in columns by AOI type. Next is going to be the base support level calculation for the pre-adjusted base support level, followed by any base support level adjustments the LEA has and the adjusted base support level. Page 4 of the APOR 55 is now split between pages 2 and 3 of the BSA 55. Moving on to page 3, next we have the calculation of the transportation support level. Please note this year changes were made, and if a district does not submit a vehicle inventory report, the TSL will not be calculated. Your TSL calculation is divided by actual days in session, and the actual days in session will be shown as instructional days. Then you have your transportation support level, and then moving down, another new feature in the bottom right is we are going to display the lesser of the DSL and RCL. Moving on to page 4 of your BSA 55, this is going to be the district additional assistance calculation. We're now going to display a column for Type 03 transported 9 through 12. Please note that a type of 3 district is an elementary district, not in a high school district. Another change is that the DAA growth factor has been corrected from the legacy system to compare both years included AOI. And then another change on this page is that the DAA adjustments have their own line, but please note that beginning in fiscal year 22, legislation has repealed these DAA reductions. Moving on to page 5 of the BSA 55. The biggest change we have for this page is that we're now going to be displaying the applied qualifying levy. So we're looking at the lesser of your equalization base or your qualifying levy. So if the equalization base is less than the qualifying levy, we're going to show the applied qualifying levy, like on the next slide. We'll take the lesser of your equalization base or the qualifying levy and display what was applied as your applied qualifying levy. As before on the APOR 55, the final amount showing is your equalization assistance, and this is what carries over to your BSA 64-1. And this concludes our portion for the BSA 55-1 in this presentation.
Hello, this is Xin again. I will introduce a new APOR 64. So we have the new name for APOR 64, which is the BSA 64. And you will see the new payment report layout. And also I will introduce some new terms for this payment report. There are quite a few changes in this new report. So we listed all the new features and the names in the next slide. We have the new payment report name, which is the BSA 64. We also got a new name for county equalization assistance. The new rule is applied for both positive and the negative adjustment. The stated rollover will be updated monthly for all eligible districts. The new formula will be used to calculate the current year basic state aid payment due. And there is a new summary line added for both monthly payment adjustment and the current month's payment. There will be no individual description page for any adjustment in this new payment report. Next slide will show the actual report, and I will go over the details for those new features. As I said before, we have a new name for County Equalization Assistant, which is the State Equalization Assistant Property Tax Levy. For this sample district, you can see they generate about 26 million for County Equalization Assistant, which is calculated from APOR 59. Now we have the new name, which is the BSA 59. In next slide, you will see the BSA 59 report. So this is our new BSA 59. The content will be exactly the same as APOR 59, but just the layout is a little bit different. So you can see the highlighted area, that's for that sample district, and they calculate about 26 million for county equalization assistance. So now we'll go to the next slide. I'll show you the adjustment. As I said in the previous slide, new rule applied for all the adjustment. So for all negative adjustment will be included as adjustment to basic state aid except non-compliance withholding. We also call this as above the line adjustment. This means all negative adjustment will be spread over the fiscal year. So from the sample district, you can see they have above the line adjustment, which the name is basic state aid rollover adjustment. The calculated amount is negative 64 million. So this negative 64 million will be spread over the entire fiscal year. And for all positive adjustment, we will apply as monthly adjustment. We also call it under the line adjustment. So this means we'll distribute 100% of the adjustment during a month. As you can see, from August 3rd payment, you can see this district generate a positive adjustment, which is from APOR SRC adjustment for fiscal year 20. Amount is roughly $270,000. So this entire $270,000 will be distributed 100% through August 3rd payment. State rollover will update monthly for all eligible districts. So in next slide, you will see the schedule for rollover. So during the August, the calculated annual amount rollover is about negative 64 million. And then in September, the district annual rollover amount is increased by about $113,000. And again, in October, the district annual rollover amount is decreased by about $46,000. Next, I will introduce new columns in this report. So you can see a couple highlighted columns. Those are new columns for this BSA 64. The first one is unadjusted current year BSA payment due. So in case you would like to calculate the payment by yourself, we listed actual formula at the bottom of the page. The actual formula is current year annual basic state aid, which is the fourth column from the left, times your current year-to-date basic state aid percentage due for a payment period, and then take away sum of prior positive unadjusted due amount. The next column is year-to-date basic state aid paid percentage with cash advance. So I will go over the details for the next slide. As you can see from this slide, this sample district applied cash advance and it is approved by ADE. Then all cash advance adjustment will be included in cash advance column. So as you can see in November, January, and February, they generated cash advance adjustment. So all the adjustment has been included by cash advance column. The next column is year-to-date percentage with cash advance. The year-to-date percentage cannot exceed 75% before May payment per statute. Our next slide will show the statewide recalculation payment. Statewide recalculation payment will be calculated by middle of the August. All positive adjustment will be included by current year September payment, and all negative adjustment will be included by October payment. So from this sample report, you can see we include SRC payment as line 14, and the calculated amount for this district is negative $87,000. But you can see for both current month payment column and year-to-date column are blank. This is because even though we calculate SRC adjustment for this district, but we haven't really applied this adjustment in your current year funding. So as soon as we apply this adjustment in your current year funding, this negative $87,000 will appear in current month payment column, and your year-to-date amount will be updated accordingly. The next slide will introduce additional state aid. The calculation will stay the same for additional state aid as April 64. For the district who is eligible for state aid rollover, we'll see the additional state aid rollover amount here as well. And now we go to the last page of BSA 64. As you can see the red notes at the bottom of the page. So in case you want to calculate your BSA amount manually, the rounding difference could happen since we displayed with 4 decimals for year-to-date due percentage. However, the 10 decimals has been used in the actual calculation. And I want to mention one more time, there will be no individual description page for any adjustment in this new report. This is under BSA 64 report. Now I'm going to show you the website to find your report. This is our current website to store all the payment reports. But from fiscal year 22 and later, all the payment report will be stored in the new website. Our next slide will show you the new website. This is a new website for all the payment report. It's very easy to follow. Just select the fiscal year and select your LEA, click view the report, and all the report will be displayed by different category, ADM, CSF, IAF, and the basic state aid payment. As you can see, both 55 and 64 reports are displayed here. If you're from county office and you need to go to the upper right corner to click the county report tab, this will take you to your BSA 59 and the BSA 65 report. And in case if you're interested to look at school finance memo, and then please click the memo tab. This is end of our presentation. As always, please contact School Finance Payment Team for any payment related questions. We also highly recommend you to subscribe School Finance Hot Topic, from which you will get the most recent updates for all school finance topics. Thank you for watching and have a great day.